All right, back here after having push-pulled all of the holes for the base, the next thing that I'm going to do is to take a look at cutting this object. Now there's, again, multiple ways in which to cut it. I think the most simple way is to come to the bottom and to take a look at the location of the cutout. Now, because this cutout runs straight from the center along a radius, what I've done is I've come in and actually marked 5 millimeters in either direction from the red axis, from which I already measured and marked the location of my circle. If you do this, and then you come back and make sure that everything's closed, so I just extended everything and made sure I have a complete cut from left to right side. Whoops, I didn't want to delete that whole bit there. Just use the selection tool. All right, those are my measurement marks that I'm going to get rid of, and then my lines go completely from edge to edge. What I then recommend you do is use the push-pull tool. I'm going to push-pull up to that edge, and one thing that happens by default because of the nature of this object is that you're going to get this little thin layer that's hung up. And when you delete the edge of it, it goes back to allowing the push-pull tool to take place. And then I got to come back up top and get rid of that thin little layer that was created. And I'm going to do the same thing for this last tapered piece. And the tapered piece runs into a few areas that it gets a little confused. So I'm just going to push-pull it all the way to the top. And then what happens is, because the push-pull tool is typically a straight function, not something that works very well on angles, you're going to have to come back and delete a few of those features. Whoops, didn't want to delete that part. All right, so I deleted those lines. I'm going to delete that line. All right, just want to delete these little pieces that hang on a little bit here. I just did this a moment ago and it worked out fine. Let me see how I can. All right, so there's my push-pull. Let me see if I can't get this to open up. There we go. All right, so what I got to do here is still close that last little corner that comes down from point to point. Same thing on the other side. Close that little corner from point to point, and then delete the extra little piece sticking out here. And I got another little line there that's connected. So you can see that I now have this cutout that goes straight through the center of the object. Because I have the center of my object sitting on the origin, I use the red axis as the portion where I'm going to actually measure off of and locate my circles. And then I went back and I measured either side. So it's 10 millimeters wide, 5 millimeters left, and 5 millimeters right of the red axis. And then using the push-pull tool with a combination of the erasing function or selection, you're able to get that cut nice and straight through your object. If you have a piece of one of these sides missing, it's oftentimes because you're not doing this straight through the entire object. Your sides aren't parallel, and you need to be very careful that you are push-pulling or doing all of your work as straight as possible.